If you've been keeping tabs on music at all lately, particularly country music, you've probably become familiar with Jelly Roll. What a lot of people don't know, however, is that before he became a breakout country star, he had a long and illustrious career as a hip-hop artist. His songs are often intended to speak for the outcast, the abused, the addicted, and otherwise broken people. And since 2017, when I was at my absolute lowest, Jelly Roll has been one of my top 5 all-time favorite artists. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? My name is Konner, and welcome to the Songwriter Sanctuary. Today we are going to talk about the song Save Me by Jelly Roll. This song was one of his first big steps away from the hip-hop world, and it was also arguably the song that first launched him into the music mainstream.
What really started to catapult you then? Let's get to that real
Save
quick.
Me.
Yeah.
In the lyrics of the song, Jelly Roll basically just turns the lens inward. He looks at his struggles with addiction and mental health issues, and projects his raw thoughts directly onto the page. Throughout the song, he oscillates between imploring the listener to help him,
Somebody save me.
and then trying to dissuade people from helping him.
Baby, don't waste your time on me.
Now, if you saw my last video about MGK's song Don't Let Me Go, which is somewhere up here you can find that, then you'll notice there's a lot of parallels between the message of that song and the message of this song. Save Me very similarly speaks to the internal contradictions of somebody who's struggling with addiction or mental health issues. The wanting help and wanting to get connected to a network, but also wanting to hide away from the world, deal with it themselves, and not burden anybody with their problems. The lyrics of Save Me are nothing too flashy. They're very simple, they're very straightforward, but it gets the point across. It's part of the appeal. It speaks directly to people who have experienced the things Jelly Roll talks about. Certain lyrics in this song can come across borderline self-indulgent.
I'm so damaged beyond repair.
But coupled with the sad instrumentation and the desperation in his voice, it ends up coming across very relatable, almost like the internal monologue of an addict in their darker moments. The only real poetic or metaphorical section of the entire song is the beginning of the second verse.
But if the night sky was missing the moon.
Which is actually a really nice contrast to the rest of the lyrics. Those two lines add a lot of intrigue and variety to the second verse, which is helpful because melodically and instrumentally it's almost identical to the first verse. So what's happening in the song musically? Well, the chord progression is very straightforward. You have a pretty simple diatonic chord progression. The chorus of the song is just 1, 3, 6, 4. Which is very similar to the quintessential most common chord progression in music, which I have also done a video about. The only difference is that that chord progression, which is 1, 5, 6, 4, has a major chord as the second chord, and replacing the 5 with the 3 chord in Save Me makes it feel just a little more melancholy. Perfectly fitting for the lyrical content. Now the verses use the exact same chord progression. However, the 3 chord here is an inversion. The lowest note in this chord is actually the 7 of the key. Which means that the bass line is stepping from 1 to 7 to 6 to 4. A really pleasant descending motion that sort of matches the rolling feel of the rhythm. And speaking of, while the majority of songs in the popular music zeitgeist are in 4/4 time or sometimes 3/4 time, this song is in 6/8 time, which means that every measure has 6 beats and the first and the fourth beat are accented, so it splits the measure into 2 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The time signature combined with the tempo gives the song a very gentle, churning, rolling feel. It feels peaceful and sad, and when you listen, you almost have to kind of sway back and forth in time with the beat. The melody is also quite simple. Most of it just comes from a major pentatonic scale. The major pentatonic scale includes the first, the second, the third, the fifth, and the sixth scale degrees within a key.
Somebody save me.
The place where he really deviates from that scale the most is the chorus when he goes,
I'm a lost cause.
He really leans into that 4th scale degree, and that line is also emblematic of something else that he does a lot in this song. The vocal rhythm and cadence isn't something that you would expect from a former hip-hop artist. It's very slow and simple and drawn out. It gives you a lot of time to really feel the emotion in his voice on each note. The pre-chorus is another example of the simplicity of the melody. He only uses the 1, the 2, and the 3. Another similarity to MGK's Don't Let Me Go, now that I think about it.
It's hopeless, but feel like it's all that I need.
And the rhythm is perfectly steady. It's all just solid, steady eighth notes, no syncopation or anything. Between the lyrics, the chord progression, and the melody, I really feel like this song is the perfect example of the concept of less is more. There's nothing particularly game-changing or flashy here, but just something about the emotion of Jelly Roll's voice, and the relatability of the lyrics, and how everything is just packaged together and delivered in such an authentic way. Just something about it is so haunting, and beautiful, and powerful. You see this in the instrumentation and the production as well. Once again, it's super simple and stripped down. The song is mostly just acoustic guitar. In fact, the YouTube video, the one I've been showing you in this video, is pretty much only acoustic guitar as far as instrumentation goes. The album cut got a little bit more. There's some piano added very subtly in the background.
Feel like it's all that I need.
There's a very subtle pad mixed in to add just a little bit of depth and a bit of a lush feel, but that's about it. The vocals too are very straightforward. There's some layering, but there's no harmonies. All you have is Jelly Roll's lead vocal and then some vocal doubles. And that's it. And once again, this is the perfect example of how passion and emotion can take you way further than maybe meticulously planning a very complex song over the course of months.
I sent it to my wife. She said, this song's gonna change your life. This happened on a Sunday. Monday, I went back to the studio. We shot an in-studio performance video for it. Tuesday morning, I hit upload.
So somewhere in the simplicity of this song, there's something magical. This song, maybe more than any other Jelly Roll song, is widely known as a go-to support or comfort song for people who are struggling.
I've had messages that were like, I was sitting there gun loaded listening to a playlist that was going to be the last listening of my life. Found a song of yours that made me feel like, man, that it changed my decision.
And if that doesn't convince you, you have to go no further than the YouTube comments. There are literally tens of thousands of comments on this video of people just talking about how this song has helped them, or helped somebody they know, or even saved their life. Here's a few examples. And here's a few more. When you scroll through the comments of this video, that's all you see. All you see is broken people who are struggling, standing in solidarity with each other, talking about how this song has helped them get through what they're going through. It's absolutely beautiful. I've got a quick personal story about this song as well. A few months ago, me and some family members were in Colorado visiting my grandmother who was struggling with cancer at the time. And I remember very shortly after we were told that she was being moved to hospice, my brother and I were walking down the hallway of the hospital just completely dejected. And from another hallway comes a nurse in scrubs who's clearly having a very rough day, holding up a phone, playing Save Me. It was one of the more surreal moments of my life. A song that's known for being there for people when they're at their most broken just appeared in that hospital when me and my brother were struggling. And I looked at her and I said, oh, Jelly Roll, he's one of my favorite artists. And without saying anything, through her exhaustion, she just gave me a knowing smile and then walked away. It was a very surreal and powerful moment at a very difficult time. And I seem to be one just among a sea of people who've had similar experiences with this song. In fact, Eminem actually ended up sampling the song for his most recent album. He used it as the hook for a song about his own struggles with addiction.
Sorry that I chose drugs and put them above you.
And if you know anything about Eminem and his relationship with addiction and his use of music as a therapeutic tool to help him get through, that tells you basically all you need to know about this song. That's all we got today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.